Hello guys, there just an outer session, getting out of my head a minute. Gonna go and chill out in the bathroom, put my head and eyes under, undo my defrag my head thing, and sometimes I'll come out of the water with none of the previous thinking that was going on and new thinking going on. So prior to doing that, I just wanted to come on and free fall because I've got lots of different avenues going on at the moment that quite overloading, and me being overloaded in this home is not such a good thing. So hey Deborah, how you doing today? Not out on a date on a Saturday night, you in? Hope everybody had a lovely whatever day you want to call yesterday. I have finally given up with my years and years. Valentine's Day has much meaning to me throughout my life. I spent my whole life getting a card up until I think I was about 14. I assume this card is from my mother or my father. But my dad used to use sort of Valentine's Day as a chance to talk to me about, relationships and things like that. And I can remember him once, I must have been about, oh God, I think I was at primary school, and it was the first time ever I decided that I was going to send a Valentine's Day card, because it was one of those things, wasn't it, when you used to go to school, infants and juniors, and it used to be so fucking embarrassing because the teacher used to read register and it didn't matter if it was Christmas cards, birthday cards or Valentine's Day cards. But I was always the one in class that always got the cards. And it didn't matter if it was Christmas cards, it was always Kelly. Or if it came to my birthday, everybody in my class always bothered because I always had a birthday party. I had a birthday party every year of my life, right up until sort of these last few years, and a few things that have been going on and that have sort of stopped that sort of lifestyle, I suppose. But yeah, I can remember it very, 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 very vivid as well. Like I getting to the point of thinking about, actually, maybe this year, maybe I'm going to think about like sending cards. And I remember my dad driving me up to Andrew Fothergill. Funny enough, hey Andrew, you and your wife are probably watching over in Australia. But yeah, Andrew Fothergill, who was sort of like part of my best friend crew. And then I realised I was everybody's best friend, and I wasn't the one that people dated. I was just the best friend. And that's sort of pretty much how it went for me all the way through high school. And I think the problem with these expectations of these days is, one, forget the pagan holidays, blah, 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 and all of that. I'm not really bothered about that. What I'm bothered about is things like, say, like, take birthdays or Christmases, when it's a normal topic of conversation, isn't it? Oh, how was your birthday? What did you get up to for your birthday? How was Christmas? What did you get up to for Christmas? How's Valentine's Day? What did you get up to for Valentine's Day? How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Oh, how was your holidays? What did you get up to? And I think because of the coaching that I've sort of done, and Jarek Robbins, this is your fault, mate. I spent a lot of time working with Jarek Robbins. And for those who don't know, Jarek Robbins is Tony Robbins' sort of like first son from previous relationship, not with Becky now, but previous. Actually, Rebecca is his mom. So, but anyway, all that aside. But what Jarek does is he does this thing called an ideal day. And it's basically a visualization process that you go through that literally from the moment you wake up, and you go through this whole proper program with him. I'm not here to sell it or promote it in any way, shape or form. Jarek only works with the rich kids. Do you know what I mean? I've been quite lucky to have the teachings and stuff that I have had from people who have given me the time. Do you know what I mean? Just as that batty old single mother of four that was pushing for Challenge Britain and asking everybody advice along the way. So, but I think everybody has some form of expectation, and expectation is not always good. but expectation is also good because it's about standard, and it's okay to have a standard. In fact, if everybody had standard, it would make this world, you know, a much better place, because there would be a zero tolerance to a certain line that one, we just don't accept ourselves, we don't want around us, we don't want in our own lives, we don't want to be that sort of way. And then within your families, in your communities and stuff like that. One of the reasons that I was sort of diagnosed with this Asperger's label, whatever people want to call labels, was to do with how I move through circles of friends and my relationships. And when the psychiatrist went through to do the diagnosis of it, I mean, she actually said she could tell the moment she walked in, and she said it was written all over me. She said she could see every sort of mannerism that I was trying to sort of pull back. And it's quite nice when you can take all of those masks off. There's masks and there's masks, isn't there? There's learning to adapt to society and having to put on, you know, a different sort of way. It's no different than putting on a uniform, is it? It's like a police officer who puts on a uniform is not the same person when they go home, because the moment they put the uniform on, they have to become that person, you know, other than maybe getting a couple of donuts with, you know, somebody that they work for, and maybe couple of texts back to home, and, you know, maybe talking to their colleagues about, you know, their lifestyle, and maybe these colleagues then sort of meet up socially. But ultimately, once you go into work, you leave your personal life behind, because we have been taught that you can't mix business and pleasure. So one of the things that I find really frustrating, especially in my life now, is that I spent so long sort of looking at this catalogue of this universe that exists, and looking at this world that was around me, and sort of going, I like that. Ah, that is cool. Nah, can't be asked with that. Hey, Danielle, how you doing? Hope you're all having a lovely Saturday night, whatever you're up to. I'm just literally going to go and drown myself in the bath. But there was just a couple of things that, when I was processing, that I just didn't want to. I've had a fucking wicked evening. It's been absolutely brilliant. Christine's still here with the kids. So I've been sort of escaping and getting out and venturing a little bit further away from the boys. And so, but tonight I didn't feel like I could go away from them. And I was just sort of like, and, you know, I don't really want to go to anybody's. So, and there's a corner literally around here, and as you know, sort of Hurricane Dennis is here, so it's an absolute wind trap at the corner here. So I've obviously wobbling around on one skates that make people think, oh, one of my kids is up. Oh, hang on, I'm gonna have to go, guys. Catch you later. Bye. Where's your pop-up, sweetheart?